Pflanzencode, DECODED. From plants to animals and humans, all forms of life communicate through scalar waves. Professor Mayr discovered this mysterious biological interaction in the form of the biological window. Hertz waves are transverse waves and are largely biologically inactive. Scalar waves are longitudinal waves and are biologically active. Scalar waves penetrate everything. They allow scalar communication between animals, humans, as well as plants. Each plant thrives best at its individual bioresonance frequency. How do scalar waves come into being? Hertz waves move up and down, and they are hardly biologically active. Scalar waves move back and forth, and they are biologically active. These waves were discovered by Tesla. Electrical conductors receive energy that is freely available in the form of Hertz waves, which are transformed and radiated in the form of scalar waves. What is the effect of aluminum-coated pots? Aluminum-coated pots receive Hertz waves and radiate them as scalar waves in the interior of the pot. In the event of scalar bioresonance, plants grow differently. They grow as in primeval times and extremely fast. Usually, trees or grapevines grow very slowly. But when their trunks are wrapped in aluminum foil, trees or grapevines grow much faster. Let us now look at the organic growth-stimulating method of wrapping plants in aluminum foil. When a tree trunk is wrapped in aluminum foil, it receives free energy in the form of Hertz waves. The aluminum wrapping transforms the energy and radiates it into the trunk as scalar waves, which have a strong growth-stimulating effect. Especially young trees, shrubs or grapevines experience a surge in growth. Consequently, there is an increase in fruit and wine yields. What is the effect of Faraday cages? The aluminum wrapping of a plant box receives free energy in the form of Hertz waves and radiates it into the interior of the box in the form of scalar waves. This allows crops to grow much faster in Faraday cages. To sum up, aluminum wrappings of pots, tree trunks and Faraday boxes produce scalar waves which stimulate greater growth. This leads to earlier, more bountiful and profitable harvests. Bioresonance Studies. Let us now turn to a worldwide innovation, namely bioresonant cress growth. These studies simulate earthly growth and growth on the ISS. Initially, cress germinates slowly. Then comes the surprise. Particularly striking is the extreme pace of growth in the upper right corner, because it provides proof of bioresonance growth for the first time. Bioresonant germination leads to extreme root growth, impressive mounds of earth, and an overflowing of the pot. Rapid growth leads to early and profitable harvests. Bioresonance and biodissonance in a Faraday box. On the left, you see a regular cardboard box. On the right, an aluminum box, which is also referred to as a Faraday cage. On the left are the results of the regular boxes. On the right are the results of the aluminum boxes. Already at the beginning of germination, it becomes apparent that not all plants grow at the same pace. The best results can be noted in the upper left corner and the lower right corner. Cress grows poorly in the marked pots. Only the right size and type of aluminum box stimulates scalar, organic and bioresonant growth. Are there also individual differences in the pace of growth of other plants, such as sunflowers? As you can see, sunflowers in aluminum boxes grow earlier. In aluminum pots, they start growing only much later. The losers in the race for growth are sunflowers in regular boxes and pots. Benefits: not just cress, but also sunflowers grow earlier and faster in Faraday boxes. They grow later in aluminum-wrapped pots. In the future, studies of this kind will allow us to have multiple and more profitable organic harvests on existing farmland. How can you revitalize dying plants? If a dying plant does not grow or goes limp, put an aluminum cone over the plant for a short period of time. The plant will straighten up again and grow vigorously. This is a simple but often effective trick. Outside the aluminum cone, there is white noise in the form of Hertz waves. Inside the cone, there are only scalar waves. Apparently, the cells reset themselves biologically, which will permanently revitalize the plant. Seeds germinate differently in the Space Lab. Can you also simulate weightless germination of seeds on Earth? Yes. In order to make a comparison, you need slowly rotating water containers as well as normal and activated cress seeds. The latter first have to be activated for 15 seconds in a switched-off microwave. On the left, you can see normal seeds. On the right, you can see activated seeds. Slow rotations make the seeds lose their top-bottom orientation. Slow rotations make the seeds lose their top-bottom orientation. After 5 days, normal seeds show short roots. Activated seeds show root growth at 3 times longer than that of normal seeds. Only activated seeds germinate extremely fast in weightlessness. These striking biological results are of high interest for NASA research and the agricultural industry. What can be done against molds? Alcohol disinfects bananas. A banana that was disinfected with alcohol will first spoil on the edges in a Faraday cage. In the kitchen, mold will form later on the upper surface of the banana. The reason for this is that mold grows first where scalar waves act intensively on the banana. Do bananas that were disinfected twice stay fresh for longer? In the past, the Romans threw silver coins into a well to disinfect the water. First, dip the bananas in alcohol. Then, spray them with colloidal silver water. Now, bananas that were disinfected twice will spoil at a much slower rate. On the left side of the screen, bananas quickly get moldy on the surface. On the right, mold grows in spots and at a much slower rate. The Romans were right. Colloidal silver water is an excellent disinfectant. How does metal affect the durability of disinfected fruit? All metals radiate scalar waves and thereby make fruit spoil faster. Mold grows first on the side surface of the banana. Only later it will spread to the upper surface. Scalar waves make the mold spread in a V-shaped form, starting from the middle. How does metal affect the durability of fruit that was disinfected twice? Bananas that were disinfected twice first spoil on the upper surface. Only later they will spoil on the side surface. In this way, the durability of bananas can be increased by a striking 30%. Do bananas stay fresh for longer if stored in the refrigerator? It may sound like a paradox, but refrigerators make bananas spoil faster. Only the cold temperature of the refrigerator delays the growth of mold. After 10 days, bananas stored in the kitchen spoil faster, but they keep their good taste. Bananas stored in the refrigerator spoil at a slower rate, but they lose their good taste. This is why storing fruit in a Faraday cage refrigerator does not make sense. Benefits: plastic refrigerators would be better, but more expensive. They would significantly delay the growth of mold. Mold can be found everywhere and harms our health. Fruit spoils fast. Plastic containers would neither produce scalar waves nor mold. In plastic containers, the quality of fruit could be maintained during long-distance transport. A study on this subject would be very interesting. Do Faraday cages stimulate the growth of mushrooms? Mushrooms do not require light to grow, because they cannot carry out photosynthesis. This is why they also grow at night. 2 different mushroom cultures, one in a regular box, the other in an aluminum-wrapped box, should show if the growth of mushrooms can be accelerated by scalar waves. The 2 different mushroom cultures should be stored in a dark place. Now, it will be exciting to find out what happens. The 2 markers show the different pace of growth of the mushrooms. The mushroom in the Faraday cage on the right side wins. The cracked mushroom on the left has a normal design. The mushroom on the right was beautifully created by scalar waves. What are the causes for differences in the appearance of the mushrooms? Too much growth on the edges causes cracks to form. The mushroom on the right shows more growth in the middle than on the edges, which gives it a wonderful design. You would probably only choose to buy this beautiful mushroom. Benefits. Scalar waves allow faster and more profitable harvests of organic mushrooms. There are no additional costs, and many customers are attracted by the artistic design. Scalar waves stimulate growth of mushrooms and make mushrooms look splendid. A biological revolution. Space mushrooms. A biological detector detects impending earthquakes and volcanic eruptions by streams of magma. Let us now turn to the most recently discovered phenomenon of simultaneous pulsations of seeds. How does grass react with oil or water? Ten-hour time-lapse recordings show irregular, simultaneously occurring concentric pulsations of seeds, which also occur in a Faraday box. These pulsations of seeds do not just react to moon constellations. In the future, they might even be used to indicate changes in magma flow, impending volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes. Conclusions. White noise comes from outer space. Electrical conductors transform Hertz waves into biologically active scalar waves. They influence humans, animals, plants, and mushrooms. They influence life on Earth. Electrical conductors produce scalar waves which generate rapid growth. They give us profitable harvests, beautifully created mushrooms, help us extend the durability of fruit, and to understand mold formation. Bioresonance makes it possible to grow grass as in primeval times. Different magnetic fields are the reason for bare meadows. Free energies enable organic growth. The heavenly bodies make them available to us. Free energies trigger seeds to pulsate on oil. What they want to tell us has not been discovered yet. What do they want to reveal? For instance, impending earthquakes or volcanic eruptions? Free energy also lets particles rotate on water. It is a new, strange, and inexplicable discovery. Soon, global federations will work on scalar fertilization of plants via satellite. In short, those who are willing to pay will experience excellent growth, while everyone else's crops will grow poorly. A future mega deal.